record this. There we go.
All right. Tom? You have the problem.
Well, today we have the pleasure of hearing Jesse Sutton's second speech, which is titled, Making the Most of the Thanksgiving Holiday. Now this is Jesse's second speech, as I mentioned, CC project number 2, which is organize your speech. So we're going to want to pay attention to how well laid out the speech is, whether it's clear, the points that he's trying to make, good conclusion, good introduction, making sure that everything is linked very well together. So that's pretty much the majority of the introduction I have. In this speech, I'm just going to suck up a little more time, though, if I can. So in this speech, Jesse's going to tell us about 3 ways to make Thanksgiving an enjoyable time. Please welcome Jesse Sutton and his speech, Making the Most of the Thanksgiving Holiday.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. The author H.U. Westermeyer said, "The Pilgrims made 7 times more graves than pots. No Americans have been more impoverished than these, who nevertheless set aside a day of Thanksgiving." Well, it's been nearly 400 years since the first Thanksgiving in 1621. We've celebrated it in many different times up until about the time of Abraham Lincoln, when he made it officially the last Thursday? Before the end of the month? Fourth Thursday in November. So it was kind of a mishmash of different people, each state, each county even setting their own Thanksgiving. But how do we make this time, it's kind of the first holiday of this holiday season, how do we make it the most enjoyable? And I came up with 3 ways. Spend time with family. Eat, of course. Have to have good food. And most importantly for this holiday, to be thankful. So first, family. According to AAA, 42 million Americans will be traveling this Thanksgiving to go see family and friends throughout the country, which is actually a 4% increase over last year. So there's going to be a lot of people flying through the air and on the road this holiday season. Now, I don't know if your family's like mine, but a lot of times family drives us nuts. We're not all perfect, but you have that uncle maybe who doesn't have a filter. Grandma maybe has a little bit of dementia. But it's always an enjoyable time being with family. We have many fond memories of Thanksgivings past. Maybe some not so fond memories also. I can think of one Thanksgiving, I don't know how old I was, but we were out with my cousins skating on some ice, and I happened to fall into a pit that was underneath the ice. So I was down in like this 5-foot pit, a couple feet wide, and we were all in a conundrum. How do I get out of this pit? And so we were, instead of thinking rationally and going to get a ladder or something, we all got into a panic and were trying to, I was trying to claw my way up, and my cousins were trying to pull me out. So that might not have been the most memorable, well, it's memorable, but not the most fond memory of Thanksgiving, but we all have many fond memories of this holiday. So it's important to be with family. And of course, when you're with family, you have to eat the food. There's always going to be turkey or ham, mashed potatoes and stuffing. It wouldn't be a holiday without good food, good desserts, the traditional pumpkin pie, the sweet potatoes with marshmallows on them. I heard on the radio this morning that one of the commentators said, "Why don't we put marshmallows on more vegetables?" That was a good point. Well, doing some research, around this time we always hear about don't overeat on Thanksgiving. And doing a quick Google search, I found that it takes 3,500 calories to add 1 pound to your body weight. I figure you could probably eat that in one sitting. But
Sure.
that's not too bad. 1 pound, that's easy to lose. You can lose that in a month. So by the time Christmas comes around, you'll be down to the same weight, and then you can add another pound. And then the New Year's resolution is to cancel it all out. So it's important to enjoy the food. Thanksgiving only comes once a year. You have to stuff your face. Probably the most important way to make Thanksgiving an enjoyable time is to be thankful. A 2003 study by Emmons and McCullough concluded that gratitude, having an attitude of gratitude, actually increases your psychological health, your physical health, and your social well-being. Being thankful can actually impact people around you. I was reading a book called The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, and one of the studies he looked at, he took people who have a certain disposition of being kind of an effective, they affect people around. They put them in a room with 2 other people and told them, you sit there for 2 minutes, nobody can say anything. And after the 2 minutes, they took a survey before and after. And in just that 2 minutes, without saying a word, just sitting in a room with somebody, if somebody went in with a good attitude, but the effective person had a bad attitude, the person left with a bad attitude. So it's important to be thankful and to have that gratitude. In our family, we have a couple traditions at Thanksgiving. One of them, we draw a name of somebody in the room, and we think about, what are we thankful for that person? And then we go around and share. I'm thankful for Carl for his great evaluations and his cheerful disposition, something like that. We do that. Another one, we write down what we're thankful for. Everything goes in the hat, and then they're all read, and we try to figure out who said what. It's a fun game. But it gets you in the mindset of, what are you really thankful for? Kind of sets the mood for the rest of the dinner or the time together. So in closing, to make Thanksgiving an enjoyable time, you should be with family. If you can't be with family, at least be with some good friends. Be around people. Enjoy the time you have. And while you're with those people, eat a bunch. Eat as much as you can. And then be thankful. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for the people you're with. Thankful for whatever you can find, but it's just important to be thankful. Thank you.